So bottom line, SAP, you can say they are following a composable strategy. What I've been reading also as well is like you have a composable strategy. So that's more about like the option to use modules, applications from different vendors and being able to connect them in a proper way, both functionally and technically.
Yes.
How is SAP dealing with that?
I think it's about having the ability to do both. So I think the key thing for us is we need to have composability in two areas. I need the solutions that we have to fit together so I can bring different sets of capabilities together into a platform that does exactly what it's supposed to do. But when a customer is saying, but I don't want that, or I would like something different here, it needs to be flexible to allow whatever vendor they choose to plug into that estate, to drop that functionality and to add into something else.
And if you talk about the platform, are you then talking about a SAP platform or a platform owned by the organization themselves?
We provide tools, the customer provides a platform. So we have a platform approach in how we build technologies, but the reality is our customer is going to build a platform. And the recognition of we play a very important part in that, but we are not the entirety of that, is a really, really important thing for people to get across.
So if we now focus a little bit more on retail specific and then the larger accounts, so like enterprise level, how do you see them maybe moving from the C-suite to more like a composable landscape, or you don't see that at all? Do you see there some trends going on?
There's a big trend at the moment. The average enterprise brand has about 300 different software as a service applications inside their landscape. So people already have a lot of technology, but they're still looking at how to optimize their experiences, both for business users and for customers.
Yeah, and if you talk about like implementation partners, like KPS is from originally a implementation partner for the ERP side. Now we also do a big part in the CX. But like, do you see a shift from the role of an implementation partner from being not just an implementation partner, but actually like creating a whole architectural landscape?
Yes, there's some of our clients that have openly said to me they have kind of transformation fatigue. They're kind of bored of being transformed because it happens so often. But the reality is, it is a never-ending task. There's always going to be something that impacts the way that we engage, sell and serve our customers. Generative AI being the next biggest example. And for KPS, the relationships that we have with some of our customers, both here in the Netherlands, but also in the UK where we've got kind of 30 or 40 mutual customers as well. The objective is to have customers for life. For you and for us, it's to help customers on a journey of how do I actually get the most value out of what I've got, but take advantage of new areas of opportunity and new areas of innovation. I think KPS have been on that journey of looking at not just how to implement the technology, but to work hand in hand with the customer on how to get the most out of this technology, but then expand it and adapt it into new areas of opportunity to make sure that they're in line with their competition and most importantly in line with the demands of their customers.
And speaking of integration, how do you see the integration issues, what maybe arise when you try to integrate the more composable CX story into the ERP landscape?
I think this is one of the reasons I actually joined SAP in 2020, in that the business itself is going through an evolution from where data is stored into how data is managed and how data moves in the enterprise. At SAP we work with 90% of the world's largest businesses. We have their operational data, but also their business processes. What we're looking at is how to think less about the application and less about the database where those things live, and more about what is the data that's involved in a business process and how do we optimize that process to provide a better experience for the business user and a better experience for the customer and ultimately a better outcome for the business.
So bottom line, SAP, you can say they are following a composable strategy?
I'd say we have to. So it's SAP and everyone else is very much on the composable approach, but I think what makes SAP different is we're looking at composability not in commerce, not in customer experience, not in ERP, but actually in an intelligent enterprise suite. It's an entire suite of applications that need to be interoperable, not just integrated, but connected, but also recognize that it's not going to be an SAP logo in every single one of those applications. Some of them, customers are happy with what they have. Some of them, customers will want a solution from a different vendor. Composability for us is about how do we make our technology fit together, but recognize that our core business offering is managing the operations and the processes for customers in these areas. We need to play nicely with other vendors and other solutions if we're going to add the most value.